We just got one of the biggest batches of version 3.6 information yet. And honestly, if these leaks stay the same, this patch is looking absolutely stacked. We've already seen gameplay for Qingxiao and Jingran over the past few days, but now the beta has revealed something even more important: the expected banner lineup, updated reruns, signature weapons, and a whole list of quality of life improvement that players have been asking for. These are a couple of surprises here that I don't think many people expected, so today we're going through everything currently expected for version 3.6, from the banners and weapons and all the way to the new content and quality of life features. If you enjoy staying up to date with the Wuthering Waves leaks and news, make sure you're subscribed because we're only getting closer to the official live stream, which means even more information should be dropping very soon. Let's start with the banners because they've changed quite a bit since the last round of leaks. So for phase 1, Qingxiao is expected to be the brand new 5-star character, but the rerun lineup has now been updated. According to the latest beta information, denia and mornye are currently expected to rerun alongside her. The featured 4 stars are also now expected to be Sanhua, Baizhi, and Yang. Now personally, I think this phase 1 banner is looking really good, and of course beta information can still change before release, so take this with a grain of salt. But if this lineup stays the same, it actually makes a buttload of sense, especially mornye. Her entire kit revolves around Tune Strain, and from everything we've seen so far, Qingxiao appears to benefit from that mechanic as well, making the pairing feel pretty natural. Denia is also making her first rerun since version 3.3, which was the anniversary update, so if you skipped her back then or simply couldn't get her, this could be your next opportunity. So overall, the phase 1 is already looking pretty difficult to skip. Phase 2 isn't any better. The second half of version 3.6 phase 2 is currently expected to introduce Jingran as the new 5-star, and alongside him, reruns are expected to be hiyuki and iuno. Now, out of everything here, hiyuki returning is probably the biggest surprise, considering she was the main second anniversary character. I don't think many people expected her rerun to happen this soon, so Jingran himself is also shaping it to be a very interesting DPS. I mean, have you seen the leaks? Current information suggests that he'll be a fusion broadblade character, scales from HP while focusing heavily on heavy attack damage and shield generation. And that's where the reruns becomes more interesting. Iuno is still considered one of the strongest heavy attack buffers in the game thanks to her outro skill, meaning there's already some obvious synergy here. So after only a few days of beta, we've gone from simply seeing gameplay to now having what looks like a full expected banner schedule. But that's only half the story because the signature weapons are looking pretty crazy too. Starting with Qingxiao's weapon, we finally have a much clearer picture of how it actually works. The weapon has 587 base attack with crit rate as its main stat. Passive increases attack and inflicting harmonized offset. Qingxiao gains stack that increases her air damage bonus for a short duration. Those stacks can build up multiple times and can only trigger after a short interval. And on top of that, the weapon extends the air damage bonus effect while also allowing her air damage to ignore a portion of the target's defense. One interesting thing that's also been mentioned is that this weapon appears to interact with Tune Strain as well, so even without the exact numbers, it's already looking like a very strong signature. Now moving on to Jingran. The signature weapon is expected to feature crit damage as its main stat. Since Jingran scales with HP, the weapon also increases HP as part of its passive. After using a resonance skill or intro skill, his damage ignore a portion of the target's defense for a limited time, and whenever the wielder gains a shield, they receive additional crit damage. So from everything we've seen, the weapon looks like it was designed specifically around his kit. I mean, all signatures work the same, right? So we'll probably get the exact values later in the beta. When we do, I'll definitely make another update covering all of those numbers. Now let's move away from the banners for a second because version 3.6 isn't just about new characters. Some of the biggest improvement might actually be happening behind the scenes. One of the biggest discussions since the beta started has been performance improvements. Players are expecting smoother gameplay, better frame stability, faster loading times, and yada yada yada. These are improvements that the community has been asking for, so hopefully they make it into the final version. Another huge request is finally getting some attention: echo management. Current information suggests that version 3.6 could introduce improvements such as better filtering options, increased echo storage, and a much cleaner interface that makes organizing echoes far less frustrating. So if you've been farming echoes for months, you probably know exactly why people are excited about this one. There's also this new 3D team menu thing This feature could arrive as early as version 3.6 and would replace the current team screen with a much more visually impressive interface. Not exactly game-changing, but definitely a nice upgrade. Now this part is where things get even more interesting. There's currently a brand new roguelike mode being discussed. Right now, we still don't know whether this will become permanent endgame content or simply be a limited time event. However, we'll have to wait for more beta information before knowing exactly how it works. Co-op content is also expected to return. A brand new co-op event is currently planned for version 3.6, and if that's true, it'll be the first co-op event we've had since the first anniversary. There's also a mention of special exploration mechanic connected to Qingxiao's sword riding ability, which should make traveling around the new region more interesting. Version 3.6 honestly isn't looking like a normal update anymore, and if these leaks stay accurate, this has the potential to be one of the biggest patches we've had all year. And of course, remember that everything we've talked about today comes from the current beta, so things can still change before the official release. If you don't want to miss anything wuwa related, consider subscribing, and let me know down below what's got you the most excited: the banners, quality of life changes, or all the brand new content coming in version 3.6. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.